radio station.
Good morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Roula and Ryan Show with Eric, featuring Special K and Sam.
All right, I'm very excited to introduce these ladies to the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric Studios. I'm very excited because what I love so much is when somebody starts with one idea, one little breadcrumb, and they just keep building it. I want you guys to meet Hillary Graham and Kim Williams to the studio. They are from Higher Up, Texas. We're about to tell you what that is. But hi, welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Good morning.
Guys, Hillary told me off the air that she started this by herself with a backpack, and now this program has reached how many people and how big of a thing that you're here to try and get more people to join onto your program.
Since 2019, over 650 young adults from Galveston County have learned how to adult.
Learning how to adult. Don't we all need
Can we
this?
sign up for that?
Yeah, no
We
thanks.
all need this. Learning how to adult. She started with a backpack and an idea, and she's grown to this in the
what-
Lamarck, League City, Kemah, Galveston
In 7
area.
schools?
Yes, we are in Dickinson High School, Lamarck High School, and Texas City High Schools.
What motivated you to start this?
Well, our two founders had the great big idea that young adults were not prepared. And how could you ever break out of a poverty cycle if you don't have critical thinking skills or exposure to networks outside of your community? So they came with the big idea, and I said, how do I turn this into something young people could understand? So we developed a curriculum where high school seniors come to our class twice a week during their school day, and they learn everything from voting to paying taxes to shaking hands. We even provide them with professional suits, and they are all very well versed on how to write a thank you note. That's a lost art.
See, yeah.
But little things like that.
Do you feel that this generation is more clueless when it comes to things like that?
I think we all were.
None of us knew this, Ryan. None of us. Nobody taught me
I
how
just
to.
wanted to ask her, have you seen a trend where it seems like they're less and less prepared?
I think we don't give them enough credit. They're very prepared for the information, but if nobody's showing it to them, but they are sponges in the program.
That's great.
And you have students, we forget that they are 19 years old and they're already working in careers that are in healthcare, in the financial industry, yet we don't give them credit that they could have accessed that. So that's why we nudge them along the way, give them the networks, give them the skills, and then they can break out of poverty cycles and have careers with upward mobility.
It's called Higher Up Texas. It is Hillary and Kim in the studio, Hillary Graham and Kim Williams. And you guys met because, Hillary, you presented to Kim's high school class, right, Kim?
Right. She came into my my class at Dickinson High School, so I was the classroom teacher. And pretty quickly, I was like, this is so special. And I called her to coffee one day, and I was like, I want to be a part of this if it grows. And it's evolved. I've had different roles since 2020, and now I'm the program director for our Phase 2 program, which is when they graduate high school, they choose to stay with us. And so I provide individualized support to help them transition and navigate adulthood.
Do the kids go, you say twice a week, do they stay in school and they go to a classroom there in the school, or do they have to travel to your
Another building
location? How's
So
that?
at the high school, the schools attach us to the classrooms that we are going to be in, so the classes. So that's 2 hours a week, and the teachers bring them down to our classroom.
So,
Nice.
so you
It's
are there then.
in-house.
Yeah.
They don't have to leave the campus.
It's embedded in their school day. So, for instance, at Lamarck High School, we are in the government and economics class. So that's what, a 5-day class. Well, 2 of those days they come to us instead.
That's awesome.
It's that
How to
important,
adult.
and that's a core class.
Now, do these
but these
principals
skills
have
are
to
so
fight
important.
for this, or how do we get schools are listening right now
Like
because they're about
HISD,
to
spring
start
break.
There is a
And
wait
they
list.
leave.
There is a wait list for
waiting
Higher Up Texas. We are not federally funded, nor are we receiving any funds from school districts. And this is a very high quality program that is supported
How do you
through
keep it running?
donations.
All different
Beyond
donations,
our
that's what
good
they're here
looks,
for.
we write grants and we work with corporate sponsors and individuals, but it takes a lot to make this place go. But we've taught our students in the program how to fundraise, and they are little hustlers out there.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Are there any
They-
sponsors you want to give love to right now?
Hey, let's talk about Amico Federal Credit Union. We brought some mint green hoodies that are known to be Higher Up Texas, right? So we brought gifts for all of you in studio today,
have to
and
do
those
that?
are
Thank
sponsored
you.
by Amico Federal Credit Union.
That's cool that they believe in the product.
Absolutely.
As a teacher, can you look at your classroom and see certain students just, oh, this student really needs to be involved with this program?
So
I think it's every kid, right?
one of the things. So one of the things
stand out, I'm sure.
It's hard to know. It's hard to. You never want to single people out. They really could use this more because we really don't know what's going on in everybody's home.
No, that's true.
And if so, they could put on a front that everything's great and I know all the things, but then we get to know them. And in phase 2, where I'm the director for, that's where they start opening up and they can tell us, like, this is what's going on and I need help getting a loan so I can get a car. And so we help them find a loan that's not predatory.
How do you break down those walls with the kids, though?
You know, I always said that I wasn't like the best classroom teacher, like standing in front, but I was a really good relationship builder. And what I always found was the most important. Get them to trust you and give them the credit. They're young adults, give them the credit they deserve, and they'll trust you.
And Hillary said off the air before we got live on the air with you guys, a really interesting tactic you have of how you get the kids interested to listen to the speaker. These are CEOs, these are people that wear suits in the everyday business world, but they talk about their past challenges, right? Can you talk more about that?
Yeah. So when we are teaching these life skills, we are bringing in the community's experts on the life skill. For example, if we're teaching financial literacy, you don't want to learn that from me. I still count on my fingers. My husband's always yelling at me about the bank account, so I'm not teaching that. However, by bringing in the experts from the community, it's giving an opportunity to learn the right information, but these students are able to build their networks with decision makers in different industries. So you see this person.
And you were talking about their challenges.
Yeah, so you see this person come in with a suit and you think, oh, they don't know anything about me or they can't relate to me, so why should I listen and trust them? Well, we have them start with a challenge, how they overcame it, and how they got to where they are today. And we always say, give us the spicy stuff. We've heard everybody from being a teen parent at 16 to being arrested, or just, you hear it all.
It's and like, I got arrested when I was 18, but look at me now.
Like, I still made it.
Yeah.
And so we say, be defined by your choices, not your challenges.
Oh, that's great.
And that's true. Like, all of us have made it. And when we were looking at the highlight reel of social media, you think, oh man, I'm losing at life and all these people are going up. But it's like, no, we're all hot messes. We just don't post about it.
Exactly.
Hey, you
don't
put
post
the
about the bad stuff. Right. So if you're just tuning in to the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric, Hillary Graham and Kim Williams are here from Higher Up Texas. You can find that on Instagram and Facebook, Higher Up Texas, HIGHER Up Texas. It is basically adulting for seniors in high school to launch them into the world. This is what we have been talking about for years on
20 years
show.
we've been saying it.
I wish somebody had taught me how important a credit score is. I remember being 18 years old with my own phone line, and the Southwestern Bell bill, that's how long ago that was, would come, and I would just ignore it. Well, big deal. It's fine. I'll pay it when I can. I was waiting tables at my family's restaurant. I had no idea the ramifications of not paying that.
Or buying
thing
a car.
time.
In 2000, I bought a car, and I said, I went up there, big mistake. I told them, I just need to make this payment. I need the payment to be like $280, and then I ended up paying 24% interest.
Oh my gosh!
And you had no idea what that means.
I didn't even know what that meant. Like, like they never.
So this is basically adulting for high school seniors, Higher Up Texas, and they are looking for funds to continue this because they are not federally funded. It's all about corporate sponsorships. Higher Up is a core value. What do we call this? An anagram?
Acronym for the name. So higher is honesty, integrity, grit, hopefulness, eagerness, and readiness. And these are the core values that guide our decision making, and they can be tough, but that's going to set you with a good foundation for how you move about in the world.
Can a young adult reach out to you, like specifically? I know you're targeting schools to get the program, but can a young adult say, "Hey, I really need this"? Can
like
they
a 20-year-old is listening right now? They're out of high school, but they're like, "How do I get this?"
Reach out to us on our Facebook or Instagram page. Just send us a DM.
These like this.
Higher Up Texas, yeah.
What is this called?
This manual.
Manual?
Yeah, and we are a trademarked name and everything because people saw, I like that, and I'm going to use it. So that's why we are protected. One day we will grow. We do have that in the plans to be out of the area. But right now we're at a slow growth, which is fine. I want it to be stable.
You go on Shark Tank.
Totally.
I think so. We could.
Tell them
but
that.
You're doing it right.
Give that to the whole world to see this.
Yeah, because what's great about this, y'all, there's a spiral I'm looking at right now, and it has everything in here from your FICO credit score, and this is basically the GPA of credit to explain it to a senior in high school, to even dinner rules. They have the whole setup of the plates, the silverware, how to write a check, how to write a thank you note. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
We should take a test on that.
I want one of these. Can I just have one of these for myself? And I'm an adult. I'm a mom of 3. This is fantastic, ladies. I am so proud of you guys for thinking of this, for pushing this.
Yeah.
I hope every school district can get this. I hope you guys can grow and have the staff to make this happen. It is Higher Up Texas. Go Higher Up Texas.
Yay!
Facebook and Instagram. Find them there. Hillary and Kim, you're doing great things.
Thank you.
You are
for
setting up these high school seniors to be better adults than we were. Maybe we'll have less credit card debt in the future in this area. God bless you guys. If anybody listening wants to get in touch with them to be a corporate sponsor or financially help them, it's Higher Up Texas on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks so much.
Thank you
so much
for having
us.
me.
I
Appreciate
love
you.
it all. I love it all. Okay, earlier this morning we did roses. We do that every Thursday. This is where your relationship is hitting the skids and you don't know what's going on. Your gut is going off. And we always like, listen to your gut, listen to your
The
gut.
gut is right 98% of the time.
Yes, so the 2% that wasn't right, we need you to tell us what happened. Coming up next, we want to know about trusting your gut. Did it ever lead you the wrong way? When did it lead you the wrong way? Or when did you trust your gut and it was wrong? Does that happen? Well, yeah, we just said.
Or it could be right.
There's a percentage.
You could actually call us, tell us the situation, then we guess.
If your gut was right or wrong.
We'll be
I like that.
Yeah, we'll be like, we'll see if your gut was right or
Were
wrong.
you correct?
Sometimes your gut does screw you over.
And yeah, because you're thinking, I don't know. Is this right or wrong? 833-390-KRBE. Tell us a situation where you listened to your gut and we're going to guess, well, was it right? Or did you get eaten by a shark? Because you went the wrong way and now you're missing an appendage. Okay, we'll talk to you next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric. Hey, that's Ed Sheeran Shivers on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric and KRBE. We are asking you to call us at 833-390-KRBE. Tell us about a time you trusted your gut. And based on the situation, we're going to guess, was your gut right?
The gut is usually right.
It's your second brain, y'all. It's your second brain.
Even talking to like a therapist that I recently went to, she said, Ryan, like the gut is right 98% of the time. And then I got a friend who's a lawyer and he's like, the gut is right 99% of the time. And you just got to go with that
We're one
feeling.
of the few animals that have a gut that we don't, like, we fight it. We fight the...
We are the idiots. If you look at over time, if you watch National Geographic things or Discovery Channel things, animals know when danger is coming and they run. We're the idiots like, wait, what's behind that shed with the chainsaws? Let me go check it out. There's a weird noise back there. It might be a killer.
Sometimes you don't trust your gut because
we don't run
curious.
away.
you want to believe the person that, is so important to you and you love them and you're blinded by it.
Or just a dangerous situation. You're thinking, okay.
Every time you talk, nowadays I just think it's
I know, I'm
talking about your girlfriend or your fiance.
No, I'm not talking about her.
You're not. That wasn't about her.
Of
course it was.
It's all these classes I'm taking. I'm getting too deep. Sorry.
Carissa's, let's focus on Carissa. Hi, Carissa. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show there. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Carissa, tell us about a time that you trusted your gut. And we are going to guess if your gut was correct or maybe it led you the wrong way that 1% of the time.
Okay, so here's the story. I was talking to this guy for like a year and a half, so things were getting pretty serious. Well, to me, you know how boys are.
Yeah.
So pretty much, like he was working overnight, and so he was up late most of the night, and I usually worked until about like 10 p.m. So, I wouldn't go to sleep till like 12 or 1. And we would talk like all the time on the phone. Like there was never like hours like apart. Maybe a couple, but not that much, not the whole night.
Okay.
So I was kind of getting the suspicion like, okay, like why aren't you answering? What's going on? Like I know like you're home. He was home at the time. I was like, I know you're home. Like it's late and then you're not answering. So I was like, okay, like, and at this time we only lived 30 minutes apart.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did, I had got in my car, drove over to his house, and can you guess like what happened after that?
I'm going to take
Your
a guess.
gut told you to get in the car and go check on his house
an
when he did not
unexpected
answer.
30 minutes to
And
go.
a 30-minute drive. Let's guess there was another person.
You caught him
at
in the act.
place. Is that where?
Yes, I did. I saw another car there. There was another girl there. I went inside the house, and pretty much it went all downhill from there.
So what happened? You went in the house? Did you just jump on her, attack her? Or
Yeah,
did you-
did he had to let you in?
Okay.
Tell us how the
So,
drive up
pretty
went.
much-
Start from the
so
drive up.
drive up.
Uh-huh.
I was driving up. I saw the car like on side of the mailbox, and I'm like, I do not recognize that car because like we hung around his friends, everything like that. So I was like, whose car is this? And at the time, like his house, like there's a gate to get to it, but the gate was all run down. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just break it.
Oh
So I
my!
broke-
So you charged the gate broken open.
Wait, with your car, you
Yeah.
charged the gate.
No, so like I walked up to the gate. I kicked the gate down because the nails were already coming off anyway. So I kicked the gate down, and I like for some reason his house was open, and I was like, okay, this is dumb. So
You
why
left
would
the front door open.
Oh my God!
Now,
Unlocked door.
when you walked in, did you catch them in the bedroom?
Yes, they were in the bedroom, but they weren't doing it. If
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
They were.
Got it.
I guess they're already done or whatever. But I turned on the light, and I was like, what are y'all doing? I was like, I can't believe this and this and that. I was like, you need to go home to your kids. The fact that you're getting a babysitter to come over here, to take care of your kid while you're doing this. I was like, you need to go home. So it was, it's crazy.
Did he try and deny it? Did he say it's not what you think? We were just talking.
Yeah, he tried to deny it, and I'm like, how are you going to deny someone in your bed?
We're both naked.
Did
in
you know
bed.
this woman? Did you know this person?
No, I didn't know her, to be honest.
So how long
I
have-
knew about her, but I didn't know of her. If that makes sense.
How long have you been married now? 'Cause every time I say something negative, they go, "Oh, we're back
We
together."
got married.
Was
Are
that
you
the end of the
still with this
relationship?
person?
Yeah, I hope it's the end.
Yeah, it was crazy. But trust your gut. That's all I could say.
But you were done with him at that point, right?
Yeah, I was done.
Okay.
Trust the gut. It
Yeah.
worked.
All right. Carissa, well, you didn't need roses. You figured it out on your own, not 30-minute drive. See, in my world, my single time, that's geographically undesirable.
But think about
You're
it.
30 minutes from my house. I can't date
She
you.
had to be stewing
In
that whole
Houston, though,
drive.
30
That's
minutes nowadays.
nothing.
Rula is like 2
Well, that's
blocks.
true.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
like here to downtown.
How
Yeah.
far we got to drive there
60
in the
minutes.
traffic?
No.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
an
go
hour.
to Ivan on the line at 833-390-KRBE.
Good
We're
gig,
going to
man.
hear his story and see if trusting his gut went the right way or the wrong way. Hi, Ivan. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, tell us the story, sir.
So I had to deliver a package to a friend of mine that was about an hour drive. I knew him, but I didn't know anybody from his family, and he had told me just leave it on his porch until he got home. But my gut was telling me not to trust that.
Okay, now wait, take me back for a second. You had to deliver a package to the friend, but what was the package? It was something that you got on Amazon, or did you?
Or did you know it was in the package?
Did
or-
you know what's in the package? Where'd you get the package to have to deliver it?
It was some tools. So he was a contractor. Somebody broke into his van, stole all his tools. I had a friend that could sell him some tools at half the price, so I went to deliver those tools.
Okay, so you had a package of tools to deliver to this friend's house, but you didn't know his family.
But you had a bad feeling.
Yeah.
What was the bad feeling?
I
Like, when
had
did
a
you
bad
get the bad
feeling
feeling?
when he
Driving
told me to
into
go to the porch.
house or driving up to the house? Or when did the bad feeling start to set in for you?
When I parked in his front yard and he told me, "Oh, just go drop them off at the porch. Everything's okay."
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's a friend.
So
I
did
heard
you
a
have a
friend
weird
just leave
feeling
it
that
on the
something's going
porch.
on inside the house that he didn't want you to see, and that was the weird feeling?
I had a weird feeling as to when he told me to just drop it off at the porch, I saw someone was in the house.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And that's when my gut was like, no, I don't know who's in there. I just know him. Don't do that.
Okay, so your
Wow,
gut
what the-
tells you not to. And I want to say you trusted your gut, but I don't know why. I don't have an answer as to like with Carissa's story, like, oh, he was cheating on you. But what is this? Were they actually the thieves? He said his tools got stolen. He was like selling them out of his house, or
Did he pay you already for the tools to drop them off?
Yeah, he already paid me and everything for the tools.
Mm-hmm.
You got
So-
the wrong address?
should we get the answer? What
Yeah,
what was it about your gut? Was your gut right or wrong, or what happened there?
So my gut was right. I ended up waiting there in about 30 minutes until his wife finally showed up.
Oh.
And when she showed up, he didn't know his 15-year-old son was inside. And I guess his son was still paranoid from the break-in previously.
Mm-hmm.
So his son was waiting at the front door with a gun because he didn't know who I was.
Oh, my gosh.
Dang.
So your gut was telling you do not go near
Good
that door because you could
Lord.
get shot through the
So
door.
even if you left it there,
Yeah.
you could have got shot.
oh
Yeah,
my God,
that's
that's
scary.
terrifying.
Holy cow.
So you just sat in your car in front of the house?
I just sat there until somebody showed up.
and that
then
probably scared the kid.
Even more. He's panicking more. There's this stranger in front of our house.
He didn't call his dad, or the dad didn't say, hey, son, I have a friend coming over to drop off some tools. They forgot to tell him?
He said his son didn't have a phone, so and he didn't know his wife didn't send his son to school that day.
He's 15.
So
He's got a
Oh.
gun, but not a phone.
Oh, he didn't know
Well,
the
the
kid
house
was at
has a
school. The
gun.
kid was not supposed to be there.
Okay.
Oh my God, that is terrifying. You're right. Look at you. You could have been shot and killed by mistake out of fear. Wow, that's scary.
Your gut helped you on that one.
That's two for two right there, honey. Ivan, we're glad you're with us, and I'm glad you heard you listened to your gut. Take care. Thank you so much. There's been so many times, guys. Haven't you always had these weird feelings like I mean, always the gut is the second brain. I was walking one time on the street when I was living on the East Coast, and y'all, the walk was only 4 city blocks. But city blocks on the East Coast, they're big.
Yeah, they're like double.
And I remember thinking, like, I need to get off this street. This is not going to be good for me. I felt like somebody's going to try and snatch my purse or something. So I waved down a cab, and I didn't tell the cab to go straight to the 2 blocks away. I made him go to the back so he had more distance so he didn't dump me. Because cabs on the East Coast at that time be like, where are you going? No, I'm not taking that ride.
Yeah.
It's not long enough. And I'm glad that I did that because where I had to pass, when I got to where I was going, since I didn't know where I was, they're like, oh my God, you were trying to walk here? I go, yeah, it was like 4 blocks. They go, are you crazy?
Know your surroundings,
These are 2
Roula.
blocks away. They're 100% going to take your purse. And I was like, well, that was my gut telling me get this cab. And
Are
the
you guys
cab-
ever paranoid? Like my wife, when we lived in the house, to Uber to the airport with our luggage because we try not to. She's like, don't talk about our trip, like how long we're gone.
No, because people read that on social media. I'm like,
or no, the Uber
the
drivers,
Uber driver.
they're driving you, and they hear stuff, and they could just tell somebody,
go back and
You're
rob
right.
it.
hey, these people are gone for 7 days.
Yeah, that's a good point, Eric. It's a good point. Don't talk about that.
Just be
how
careful
long
when
you're
you're
gone.
yeah.
Or be like, oh, my mom lives with me.
Yeah, or give false information. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that my in-laws are staying at the house this week.
Mm-hmm.
You never know who's listening.
You know, it's really funny.
It's not just Uber. I'm just anybody that's driving.
But you bring up that
Cabs.
point. That's exactly what I did last time I took an Uber. There's nobody in the house, and I just looked back at the house and I'm like, okay, hon, be back later. Because I didn't want him thinking that the place was empty.
And then as you're talking, they're like, don't you not have a fiance?
Do we hear you on the radio?
anymore?
Isn't that guy that's sad?
Who are you talking? You got a new lady?
That guy's not sad anymore. He's out living life.
He's all happy now.
Sir, why are you talking
to yourself?
No, but Eric, you bring up a damn good point. You could really, they could call any one of their friends. They always work in pairs.
It's with
thieves.
anything.
So they could just like, hey, man, this place over here on Smith Street, it's empty.
Yep.
Go knock them over.
Yeah, I'll go to the listener line at 713-278-VENT. Tell us when you trusted your gut and if it led you the right way or the wrong way. Coming up next, Disney fans are going to enjoy this scoop, but you will also be shocked at the information. When it comes down to a Disney song, a hit Disney song, what is the most popular in every state? It's the stat about the choices. The choices. There are a lot of Disney songs, guys. Think of Aladdin, Lion King, Little Mermaid, Frozen, Mary Poppins, a lot of Disney songs. This is not going to make you happy.
Celebrity Scoop on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
It's brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas. And guys, it's the summer of 2020 live, which means we are sending you lots of live events and experiences for you to have fun. So if you are caller 20, that's 20, caller 20, you're going to get hooked up. 2 tickets to a Space Cowboys game in June, 2 tickets to Lagoon Fest, Texas, and 4 tickets to Theater Under the Stars to see the production of In the Heights. Caller 20, the number is 833-390-KRBE. We're doing this all summer long. Yeah. You can go to krbe.com to get all the information. And I've got another one for you coming at you before we end the show today.
There's no excuses if you listen to KRB all day to take your family places or say you can't afford things because we're going to give you experiences.
We're hooking you up with that. All right. So if you're a Disney fan, and let me tell you how I know we have lots of Disney fans, because back in the day, we used to do a game called Song Pop. We had to stop doing Song Pop because if you think we can fight during the rapid fire quiz, Song Pop was on another level.
Brutal.
We made people cry in that one.
Our boss made us stop playing that game because we get so mad.
No, actually, we did 5 calls says it all.
Oh,
Yeah.
But our boss told us, y'all did 5 calls, said it all. You got to stick to
There
it.
was so much anxiety in that game.
So 5 calls says it all killed Song Pop. But Song Pop, Sam, you weren't part of that show when we did that. You hear like 2 seconds of a song, you have to yell out your name, and you know what song it is. And we would fight over who yelled out their name first and blah, 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 blah,
But
blah.
when we did a Disney theme,
The Disney theme
it was
one
a
was the
different level.
most successful week. Everyone went crazy
And
for
you
the
know-
Disney songs.
You know who was against that?
Ryan
Gave
Chase.
Major side eye? Nope.
Who?
Special K.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
He hates Disney.
There's musical stuff
It wasn't
Ryan used to
me.
give
Yeah,
side
Kevin
eye.
didn't care, but he just didn't know it.
Yeah,
He's
Ryan
Kevin's like,
used
Ryan's like, I don't know those
No Disney
songs.
songs.
much.
Yeah,
No, I
Kevin
didn't.
just thought nobody's going to care about Disney songs, and
I'm
people
like-
went nuts for the Disney songs.
I could realize that, yes, this is going to be huge.
I'm like, I go to Disney and I see grown-ups going there by themselves without kids.
I wouldn't do that.
So when America was asked, what's your favorite Disney song? This is why I'm so shocked. Like, there's no way. With the Disney fans that we have just in the Roula and Ryan show with Eric audience, there's no way they're only going to pick 2. But the entire country by state only picked 2 songs.
Okay.
It wasn't like Alaska loves Aladdin or Texas loves Frozen. No, it was just 2 songs for the whole country.
Okay, I
Lion
did not
King was
look at
big.
this list.
Lion King songs.
Oh, that's right.
Can I Feel the Love Tonight? Or whatever that is.
Can You Feel the Love Tonight was the Oscar-winning song from Lion King.
That's pretty
You've got A Whole New World from Aladdin. You've got Part of Your World from Little Mermaid and Under the Sea.
Let It Go or whatever.
And Kiss the
I'd
Girl.
have to say Let It
Frozen,
Go
Let
by
It Go.
Frozen's probably the biggest song.
And I don't know, the song from Cinderella's Bibbidi Bobbidi Boop. You know that one?
Yeah.
Let's see, what other song?
Mulan. Be a man.
I know you love
That's
that song.
just
but
you,
the-
You
Eric.
can even
That's
go
just you.
really
I love that song.
old
Yeah.
school and go Mary Poppins.
Life is a highway.
Oh, yeah, Cars.
Oh, Cars. Yeah, there are so
That's
many
a
different
Pixar
songs.
film. That's not
And
a,
also with Lilo and Stitch doing
I think
live
it's
right
Disney,
now,
'cause
Is
they-
it Disney?
At Disneyland, they have a big Cars.
Radiator Springs
It's
is
on
part
my
of California
Disney
Adventure.
Plus.
Yeah, it's
I
Pixar
stand corrected.
technically.
I'm sorry.
Technically it's Pixar, but yes, it's Disney.
I think they
You go,
own
to,
it.
you go to California
But Disney
Adventure,
bought
half of it is
Pixar?
Cars
It's-
World.
Because Toy Story's all over
That's what I thought.
Hollywood Land or whatever it's
That's
called.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lilo and Stitch, by the way, is has already passed $400 million globally.
Wow.
And it is on track to be the most profitable of the live action ones, which is a shocker.
Is it the same
Wow.
exact story?
Yeah, they just made
I
it live
heard it
action.
wasn't. Irvin, our digital,
They changed it a little?
he loved it, but I've heard other reviews.
So what are the
of it.
two
The
songs?
two
then?
songs are Let It Go by Frozen and Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious by Mary Poppins. That's it. That's the top 2 songs. If you ask Disney fans what's your favorite song, it came to those 2 songs. That's it. It wasn't A Whole New World. It wasn't, Under the Sea. It wasn't Kiss the Girl. It wasn't, Circle of Life. It wasn't Can You Feel the Love Tonight. It wasn't any of those. It was
Wasn't
just,
I'll Make a Man Out of You?
none of that. I mean, there's so many.
There's someone else in text. They like that song too. So
What's
And
crazy
actually, from
is
Frozen 2, I like Frozen 2 songs better than Frozen 1 songs, which is a
No.
shocker.
Oh my gosh.
I really do. I
No one
really
knows.
do.
You think Grease 2 is better?
a lot of
I
people,
never
a
saw
lot of
that
people do. think Grease 2 is better.
Really?
I never saw Grease.
Never
2.
saw
My
Grease
wife, that was like when she moved to America.
She thought that's what Americans were like.
She just loved that movie.
Oh.
She couldn't really speak the language, but musicals.
Yeah.
So it
They
wasn't
speak-
John
they speak
Travolta
to
and
you.
Olivia
No,
Newton-John.
it was
somebody
Michelle
else.
Pfeiffer and some dude.
wasn't
Adrian,
it Lorenzo
Adrian
Lamas?
Zamed.
Adrian Zamid.
Was it Lorenzo Lamas?
He was the guy from
No?
TJ
No,
Hooker.
Adrian Zamid, and then the
Okay.
guy from Empire Records. He played like the heartthrob.
I don't know.
Heartthrob. Oh, I forget his name.
All right.
He's only been in like 2 movies.
Okay.
I'll take 50-year-old movies for nothing, Alex.
But Mary Poppins, I think, is almost a 60-year-old movie.
I'm probably. By the way, Lilo and Stitch having crossed
Is that
the
a musical?
Lilo and Stitch? I don't know. We have to ask Irvin. I never saw the original cartoon.
No?
It just
Were there
didn't hit
no
with
songs
me.
in
Yeah.
it?
I didn't care
Well,
for it.
I mean, there's songs, but I would not consider it a musical.
Well, they're not singing like.
No.
By the way, Lilo and Stitch is the song that screwed me on Disney Song Pop because I knew all the Disney songs, but I didn't watch Lilo and Stitch and I didn't know the song from that.
Hey,
Listen,
Irvin.
Irvin's coming in here. Irvin, in the live action Lilo and Stitch, since you saw it and you liked it, is it a musical? Lots of songs?
No, it has
None?
I think just the main one is like Hawaiian roller coaster ride.
Have you
Is
ever
it-
heard Stitch? Have you ever heard Kevin Stitch?
Why is it kind of good?
He's never seen it.
Howie Mandel was the original voice, wasn't he? Of Stitch? I think Howie
Who
Mandel
was?
was. Howie Mandel was.
Oh, was
I
it?
think.
No, I thought he was the kid. There, he did some other kid voice.
I know that the original voice of Stitch
That's right,
is
Bobby's
Stitch in this movie.
Who is?
Oh, it's the same voice?
It's the same voice. Yeah.
Oh,
is the
that's
story
cool.
the same?
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, they did change a couple of things, but
So,
for
so
the
you
most
give a
part, it
thumbs
was,
up. You liked it.
yeah.
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 Well, it already
Uh-huh.
outgrows
This guy
the
right here,
entire global run
Chris
of.
Sanders.
Say it again.
Chris Sanders.
Oh,
I
this
think
is-
he's
is the
the
Stitch.
creator of Stitch.
They said
Okay.
Barry Sanders and like the
Yeah.
football player.
So the 2002 original animated Lilo and Stitch made $273.1 million globally. This one has already beat that. It's at
Wow.
400 million now. It's only been out, what, a week?
Yeah, not even.
Because think about
Crazy.
how many kids grew up with that at home.
Yeah,
watching
I
on
think
their
this is
VCR,
Disney-
DVD, and now streaming.
The merch that they do off of Stitch is like surpasses like any other Disney character. I think they make billions of dollars on Stitch merch every year.
That's weird because that did not hit with me, guys.
It's
I'm not,
insane.
Is Stitch a
What
bad
is
guy
Stitch?
or a good guy?
He's an alien.
He's an alien.
Is he
He's
a
an
troublemaker or is he a?
He's a little rascal.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just never.
It was
seen
the third biggest
rascal.
opening ever for a Disney live action reimagining. The second biggest opening ever for any 4-day holiday for a Disney movie, and the top Memorial Day opening of all time. Of all time.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Top Gun, they say Tom Cruise knew there was no way Mission Impossible was going to beat Lilo and Stitch, but he likely didn't expect an adorable alien creature to unseat his 2022 Top Gun Maverick. Also, that was the biggest Memorial Day opener of all time, and now the live-action Lilo and Stitch is. That's crazy.
I bet Top Gun's the biggest for like people over 18.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, Irvin ain't no 18-year-old, honey.
But they're,
He's a
already working,
16-year-old.
they're already working on the
I wish.
No, but you took your sister, and she's like 14. I'm saying a lot of kids would go to this movie. Top Gun, you're not taking a 12-year-old.
I took my 9-year-old. That's the only one I felt like I could. Remember that I saw the movie 6 times in the theater and haven't been back since?
That's the last time you went
6
to the
times
theater.
and I've been back since.
Okay. By the way, I was
That's
wrong.
it.
Howie Mandel was not ever the voice of Stitch. It was, like you said, Chris Sanders.
You're thinking of Bobby's World.
Yeah, but where did I know that from,
It was
Kev?
little Bobby.
Bobby, it was
does
a
that voice.
cartoon.
Yeah.
I know, but
And
was it on
he
Cartoon Network, or where did I see that?
Yeah, what was that, on
What-
Fox?
what-
or-
Bobby's
Bobby's
World
World was on when we were kids.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But
What,
I don't.
I can't remember that.
I don't remember what
Howie
network.
Mandel was the voice of Gizmo from Gremlins.
Oh, was he really? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh.
The Gremlins, which that is not a
I'm sure
Christmas
they'll be
movie,
remaking
and that is
that.
not a feel-good movie. That
It's
is
a
scary
fun movie. It is kind of scary.
It is scary.
Yeah,
If they get wet, they reproduce.
What was the
right?
main
You
bad guy,
can't
Spike?
feed them after after dark or something
After
like
11
that?
o'clock, they can't eat.
Yeah.
Because
they
then
can't
you
be
get
in
the
the
bad
light,
ones.
and you
You
can't,
can't get them wet.
Wet,
Can't get
yeah.
them wet. And that is a terrifying movie. I was trying to explain to my kids this movie, Gremlins, and I don't know when it was on over Christmas time. That part where they're like in these slime pods and they're growing into these nasty
that was
gremlins.
nasty.
My kids were like, "We are
I
checked
can't
out."
remember
We did
what
not
makes
finish
them
this movie.
evil. Is it they get evil when they get wet, or they get evil when they're fed?
I think they all start off.
All
They
of
all
them.
start
They
off
all
cute.
start off cute. Yeah.
But remember, Gizmo got he didn't get wet. And the other ones got wet and stuff.
And that's why they turned
And
into
they started
mischievous, cheeky monkeys.
The
They
main
are.
guy with didn't he have a mohawk? Spike.
Anyway.
It was so cute.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
what's going down in H-Town?
104.1 KRVE.
All right, there's a new study from the Kinder Institute shows that Houstonians are pinpointing, in particular, utility prices as the biggest pressure on their wallet right now. 70% of Harris County residents have a hard time affording housing costs, and utility bills were cited as the top factor in recent years. Now, both Houston Public Works and energy providers have increased their utility rates, which brings on more stress. According to United Way of Greater Houston, utility assistance is the number one reason why people reach out to them, with more than 83,000 people last year needing help. So it's these rising utility costs are just killing us
The
here.
heat.
Yeah, for sure.
But by the way, can we just mention this morning was magical for being almost June? What is happening? My car weather degree
hot today.
said it was 71
That's because yesterday it was
because it
a lot of
rained.
rain.
Yeah, a lot of
It's
rain.
humid.
And I was like, what? Why does it not feel stifling when I open my door?
Yeah, Dyken Park was nice yesterday.
I mean, was the roof open, by the way?
No, they had to keep it closed because the rain was all day. And
I don't think I've
Was
ever
it
seen
hot?
a game with the roof
No,
open.
that's why I was
Wasn't
like,
hot?
it was nice, and I'm
Have
like,
you
really
ever
would have
watched-
loved this.
Yeah.
Eric, have
Call
you
it the
ever
ice
watched
box.
a game with the roof open?
I think it was a playoff game. I think I saw.
I've done twice. Game 6 when we
Because
lost against the Braves.
They
was
make
open
you
roof.
do that. They make you open it. Major League
MLB
Baseball.
will make that call.
They
yeah.
have to?
Yeah, they make the
Sometimes.
call. They tell them to open it or not.
Oh, wow.
It's BS. It's like that's our home park advantage.
Yeah, but it might be cooler
case
with
the
the
noise.
roof
To be
open.
louder though.
At night?
Yeah, when the Atlanta Braves were Game 6 against the Astros in that World
the guy-
Series.
What's his name?
Who?
Solar or whatever. I forget his name. He hit a home run that went out of the park,
out of the park.
into that apartment.
Oh, I remember
The roof was open, yes.
Solar
it
or
was
something, I forget.
fantastic weather, and it would have been a glorious evening had we not lost that game and lost the World Series on our home field. Otherwise, I'd have bad
That was a
memories.
bummer.
And so now I have bad memories of the open roof.
Yep. You gotta close it from now on.
Great.
All right, coming up next, Roula and, well, it's actually just Roses with the Roula and Ride Show and Eric.
Yeah, this was a patch-in. Leslie thought her husband, Rich, was cheating on her with their best friend, Tina. But what happened actually turned out to be worse.
Oh, there was a betrayal.
You're going to hear the whole thing coming up next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.